Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. The Heat trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Miami. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time. And now, State Farm presents New York's starting five. Big three, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler at the 3, 4, and 5. Amon Shumpert is out there with Felton. And for Miami, Haslem and Bosh are up front. At the 2 and 3, the superstar duo of D. Wade and LeBron James. And it's Chalmers in at the point guard position.
And guys, you can see why the Knicks signed Tyson Chandler to that free agent deal coming into last season. The defense, the shot blocking, the leadership, the communication. He's kind of the quarterback at the defensive end of the floor for New York.
Shooting for Miami. That's a forceful finish there. The tomahawk one-hand bang.
It just shows you the strength he has.
Yeah, we're not talking about soft defense either. I mean, they were right there on him.
And Tyson Chandler, Clark, last season's Defensive Player of the Year. Wouldn't you say he's been probably exactly what the Knicks needed?
Yeah, hand and glove fit, but he would have been that way for any team because of his defensive IQ and his production at that end of the floor.
Now here's Wade. After the miss from Raymond Felton, Wade dishes to Bosh. And the shot is good.
Another nice move from a player we basically come to expect nothing less from.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I had a chance to catch up with Mike Woodson. One player, he said, they can't overlook is Chris Bosh. He said Bosh is the perfect complementary scorer. He can hit the spot-up J and also really crash the offensive boards. We simply can't get so caught up elsewhere that we allow him to have a big night. And Kevin at 6'11", Bosh really an anchor in that front court. When he plays well, they're tough to beat.
All right, Doris.
Well, it's kind of scary when you play against Miami. I mean, that talent is so overwhelming. So what a lot of teams try to do is zone them just to cut down on the dribble penetration and force Miami to take outside shots. That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Anthony kicks to Stoudemire. Haslem's there. And Stoudemire gets it to go. And it might seem like a bit of bunker approach, but if you are faced with giving LeBron and Wade a jump shot or a dunk, there isn't too much hesitation, I don't think, Clark, in your answer.
No, I would agree. I mean, there are a couple of things that scare you about the Heat. First, they can knock down outside shots and beat you if you try to go to a zone and close off driving lanes. And secondly, they're still probably able to find a way to get inside and dunk through you or over you.
It's kind of like pick your poison.
Yeah, they come at you in a couple of different ways.
I like the awareness they had there. Guys were headed out on the break the instant the steal was made.
And they got the easy bucket because of it.
LeBron, no luck.
And no defender was around him to influence that shot. It didn't hurt them there, but, they can't make that mistake twice.
Lennon's making a switch here. Outside Anthony.
Oh, ridiculous.
Tore it down that time.
Just trying to wear them down here.
Yeah, the lead is just expanding right now. Just what you want to do when you've got a team down. Don't let them up.
Now here's Bosh, averaging 16 points a game. Haslem, the pass to Wade. Inside to Bosh. They need this. And LeBron with the nice bucket inside. So it's the Knicks now. 6-point game. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And, coming down the stretch in that game, they didn't have all the guys they would have liked on the floor because of the foul trouble they were in.
And as a result, Steve, they had to back down a little bit so they wouldn't get themselves into even more foul trouble.
Now, here's Chalmers. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Gets it to go.
You know, when you're guarding LeBron, you'd prefer him taking outside jumpers. He's a solid shooter, a much improved shooter, but he's so devastating and demoralizing going inside. You'd much rather force him to take challenge perimeter shots.
New York on D, following the basket by LeBron James. Clock at 6. Here's Bosch. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Clark, you mentioned LeBron's jump shot. Steve, it's something he's really worked on.
Yeah, you know, when he came into the league, he was very inconsistent with his motion. There was some balance issues, but in the 2008 offseason, he rebuilt his motion, tried to keep his elbow in a little bit more than he did in the past. He's become a much better shooter. He's still a little bit streaky, but still, his game is all about going inside and wreaking havoc in the paint.
Chandler's shot, good.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down. It's clear they had one thing on their mind when they came out of the gate today: rebound.
Yeah, and they've opened up the game with a pretty good margin in that area. Great sign for this club.
The Heat trailed by 6. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Bosch. And it's 6 points for LeBron.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
J.R. Smith on the wing. Smith right side. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. It's on Chris Bosch.
Strong move there to go in for the dunk.
That's a smart foul there to prevent him from the finish.
Smith hits them both. Here's Haslam. The drive by Wade.
Oh, man, what a play. Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
A breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfitting.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Knicks lead by 3. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
Mario Chalmers and Dwayne Wade, the tandem in the backcourt. Haslam and Bosch are up front. And it's LeBron in at the small forward position. So that's who Miami starts the second with. The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in.
You know, for the better part of the history of the NBA, Kevin, the Knicks have been a fixture in the playoffs. And up until the last few years, they had missed out, but it looks like they're back now.
And it's Wade penetrating. Shot is off. The Knicks leading by 3. Prioni. Off target from outside. And that stretch with the Knicks are out of the postseason picture 7 consecutive years, which matched their only other big drought in the 60s. But they're back, Steve. Their roster's improved. They are back.
Yeah, but how far back are they, Kevin? I think that's the question. You know, they've been good enough. They've had a lot of talent in the last couple of years, but the pieces haven't quite fit together. So they're still trying to put it all together as one and trying to make that next step.
The Knicks pull it in. Anthony's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And stolen by Chalmers. Left side Bosch. The dish now to LeBron.
Look out. Don't do that to him. That was fantastic. Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Amazing.
That was amazing.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, everybody knows about the big three in Miami with James, Bosh, and Wade. I think the question going forward with the new CBA really penalizing teams for going deep into the luxury tax, it'll be interesting to see how Miami handles that going forward, because those three guys make up the vast majority of their salary cap. So adding other players may be difficult.
And the Heat with some changes. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. Pagie comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. And New York with a change here, too. Shumpert's checked in. LeBron James on the wing.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
You know, Kevin, that's just him doing his thing. I mean, that's who he is, launching himself at the basket. I mean, he thrust himself at the basket. He's an angry driver and attacker of the rim.
New York moving it around. Martin dishes to Smith. And again, New York with the triple.
And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip.
Here's Chalmers. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Kicks to LeBron. Fires from deep. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board.
They keep pounding him on the glass here in this one. Just a tremendous job rebounding the ball.
Well, that's half the battle. I mean, you go after it every single time. It's a mindset. Never assume the shot's going in. You've got to always assume the shot's going to come off the rim, and it's going to be yours.
Allen's shot is off.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
You know, when I think of Ray Allen, I think of the physical conditioning. I mean, you look at him, he's well into his 30s, and yet takes great care of his body, can run forever, and still one of the great shooters in the game. A first ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Five to shoot. Back to LeBron. The Heat need to get a shot off. And here's Chalmers from the arc. Kicks it out to Allen. The feed to Anderson. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. J.R. Smith on the wing. Over Chalmers. The shot is off. And Miami the other way now. And Steve, with Ray Allen, we've all heard about his obsessive preparation. Don't you think, Clark, that helps his longevity?
Without question, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you get what you put into it. In other words, what goes in the wash comes out in the ring. His preparation and meticulous nature allowed him to play at a high level for a long time.
Here's Anthony. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Anthony's got 9 points now in the quarter.
You know what I love about Anthony, Kevin, is his ability with the ball at his size. You know, he's so strong, but he's quick, and he's got that agility offensively to get around you with his ball handling skills and his speed. So there's not much you can do with Carmelo but hope he misses an outside shot.
If you are going to foul Melo, you need to make it a hard foul. If you just play good D on him, sometimes that's not enough. This guy's a terrific scorer. It's a big part of why he's one of the league's most efficient scorers season to season, because he gets it inside and out and he makes free throws.
LeBron drives in. Off target there with the little leaner.
And that rebound pushes their margin to +5 on the board. Solid job on the glass.
Well, it's just part of what they've done here to build this big lead, and it shouldn't be overlooked. I mean, rebounding is a huge part of this game.
Here's Allen. Again, the miss by the Heat.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Heat on D, down by 12. For three, Kidd, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Miami ball.
Looking at Miami, they took their win in their last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And you look at the box score from that game, guys, and the first thing you notice is how many turnovers they forced.
Yeah, and one thing the box score doesn't show is just how many points came as a direct result of those turnovers. There were a whole bunch of them.
Good on the shot.
Starting to build a head of steam here. He had a good first quarter, but it's been even better here in the second.
Offensive foul.
The Knicks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
No good on the second free throw. The three from Chalmers. No good on the buzzer beater.
At the end of the first
That'll do it for the first half.
Your Heat, 26.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Melo having a terrific game. 16 points and a couple of three-pointers have gone down for him, too.
Yeah, he's looked good letting it fly from deep. I wouldn't put it past him to have even more success from out there before this one is said and done, Clark.
Checking out the group for Mike Woodson to start this second half. At the 3, 4, and 5, we've got Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler. Felton is out there with Iman Shumpert outside for Felton. 6 on the shot clock. Miami grabs the miss.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag.
Well, one of the big advantages for the Knicks is that you know they'll always have money to spend. This is one of the most lucrative organizations in the entire NBA. They've never been afraid of spending a lot on salary in the past, and even with the new collective bargaining agreement rules, I would expect to see the Knicks well into the luxury tax.
The Heat trail by 9. Here's Chalmers.
They really need to start looking elsewhere, guys, because he can't get anything to go.
No good. The Knicks shooting well, 50% from the floor. Felton against Chalmers. Felton kicks to Chandler. Feeds it to Shumpert. Anthony left side. Pass to Shumpert over Anderson.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here in the second half.
And Chandler throws it down.
Major glass eating that time, fellas.
That's just the kind of aggressive basketball he's known for.
Yeah, it seems like we see that play from him almost every night. An offensive board that ends with a slam.
LeBron outside. LeBron left side. It's Allen on the wing. Back to LeBron. Over Anthony. LeBron can't get it to go. Knicks, one of the most storied franchises as well, Steve, as you're talking about New York. Even with the Nets coming into town, into Brooklyn, you would think the Knicks and all that great history, Clark, will help them continue to recruit free agents.
Yeah, no question about it. New York is a special place. And it is in the landscape of NBA basketball. It's always going to be a hot destination for free agents. It's a place where guys want to play and want to be, not just for the basketball, but for what New York offers. And that's an advantage for the organization.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
You know, and moving forward for Miami, they probably won't have a lot of cap room because of the big contracts of Bosh, Wade, and LeBron. But remember, it is easy to lure free agents to Miami because of the presence of those three, and then also the attraction of living in Miami.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Joel Anthony comes in for Chris Anderson. That's Haslam for Shane Battier. Chalmers against Felton. Now here is Haslam. Here's Anthony. And that one's good. Anthony! Steve, going back to Miami and them trying to lure talent down to South Beach. Not only the city itself, but veterans line up to play, knowing, like we were talking about before, Clark, they have a chance to win a championship.
And that's the motivation, and as long as the big three are there, they won't have any trouble finding players who have been let go or in the last years of their contract who want to play for a winner, and those kind of players are willing to give up some cheese for some gold.
Wasted no time on that one. 20 points for Carmelo Anthony. And here's Chalmers for 3. Felton with some nice D.
They have a nice lead here and have really controlled the glass for the majority of the game. Kudos to them for their strong effort on the backboards.
Yeah, and they're sending a message too, Clark. They're really coming out and playing a very physical game here.
Oh, get it! Oh, what's out now?
At the line for your
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at. Well, as skilled as LeBron is, what's most impressive is his athleticism. I think you can make the argument that he is the greatest athlete, not only in the history of the NBA, but in the history of sports.
Wow. Did you really say that?
Sure did.
I'd have to do some work on that one, partner. I do agree he's in that discussion and category. And you know how big and strong most of the athletes are in the NBA, and he can make a lot of them look like crash dummies when he's headed to the basket and they're trying to keep him from getting to the rim.
Well, come up with your list, and we'll talk about this.
Jumps up. The teardrop falls in. LeBron's now got 22 points.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
And a new group in for the Knicks.
Well, on paper anyway, the Knicks probably have the most intimidating front line in the NBA with Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony. A lot of star power there.
Kidd passes to Smith. New York moving the ball around. Kidd, no good. And Steve, that trio you just mentioned, a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, Clark, a lot of skill.
Yeah, they've got a good complement of players along that front line. I mean, Chandler is a terrific defender and locker room leader, and then Amari and Melo, you've got guys that really can score the ball, and they're free to concentrate on that. So it's a definite dynamic. One of the best from the league, I think.
Here's Anthony. Shot misses. Now the Knicks take it the other way. It's stolen by Anthony. And he converts the layup. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, the defense has to prevent the ball from getting down into that area if they're going to be successful, guys.
Here's Smith. Dunked hard with one hand.
The lift they've gotten from him today has been huge. I mean, he's been steady offensively and has helped them get out in front here so far.
3 on 3. Here's the 3. That's good.
For 3.
Smith's got 27.
Well, another uncontested 3 there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open threes.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open three-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up one, but you start giving three-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
The Knicks have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
Well, they're doing okay as the season goes on. They're shooting about 76% as a team.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. And he slams it in.
Boy, that's hard-nosed sandpaper basketball right there. A lot of little friction in there, partner.
Oh, I love the way you described that. Was it ever? Nobody was going to get to the rim but him.
Oh, man, with the violent putback to finish it off.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
I think they're going to be able to see pretty clearly.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Knicks out front, running away with it. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. So with Bosh on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Ray Allen and LeBron fill out the wings. Joel Anthony is out there with Haslem. And it's Chalmers in at the point. Back to Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Anthony's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat. Chalmers against Kidd. Straight up. And it's Miami with the rebound. Chalmers has got his third rebound tonight. Allen dishes to Anthony. He's against Stoudemire. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, the Miami Heat are relatively young as a team in terms of NBA history. Joined the league in 1988, but really hit the ground running and have been a force in the East since they became part of the league.
Well, you look at the Heat, you take away the first 3 years of the franchise as they were building from scratch. Since 1991, they have only missed the playoffs 5 times. Steve, I think that's an amazing stat.
Yeah, the franchise quickly came in and established itself way back as one of the tougher opponents to deal with in the East. They've done a nice job of establishing themselves as a model organization in the NBA over the years.
Jason Kidd is checked in for the Knicks. Chalmers against Kidd. Anthony kicks to Chalmers. Passes to LeBron. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
And Kidd, here we go. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Kidd. 33 points for J.R. Smith. Chalmers passes to Anthony. He passes to LeBron. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting them.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
LeBron gets the screen from Anthony. The drive by LeBron. Gets it to go. LeBron's now got 12 points here in the second half.
They're shooting it quite well now. Again, function of shot selection, ball movement. Guys are in rhythm, confident, free-flowing, and they're knocking down their shots.
So for the Knicks, Tyson Chandler is checked in for Stoudemire. Anthony comes in for Kenyon Martin. Lance Felton in for Jason Kidd. And here we go with Allen running it up the court.
Well, they're scrapping. I mean, they're giving it everything they've got, putting together a nice run here.
Steve, we'll continue to see if they can chip away at it, but they've still got a long ways to go.
He dishes it to Shumpert. In for the dunk.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
The pass to Haslem.
And guys, we know officiating the NBA game is really such a tough job. I don't envy those guys at all, and they're under more scrutiny than ever before now. All the clips are available online, and the league is really putting more energy than ever into getting the best out of the official.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Go back to the officiating and that balance between letting them play and whistling it tight. Nobody wants to watch guys shoot free throws all night. How do you prefer the game to be officiated?
Well, it's so difficult, Kevin. On one hand, the officials need to set the tone early and not let players foul each other all game. On the other hand, you know, you can't have 100 free throws shot in the game because, as you said, nobody wants to watch. So it's really a balancing act for the officials. They have a terribly difficult job.
Chalmers dishes to Allen. A 3-ball. Rebound by Anthony. Anthony's got 11 rebounds in the game.
Well, they say control the glass, control the game. They're definitely controlling the glass.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's been the case here tonight. Big lead they're enjoying on the glass.
Stoudemire's checked in for the Knicks. No good from LeBron.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Anthony kicks to Shumpert. That one coming off Anthony's feet. Shumpert's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Hey, he could have read a book cover to cover with all the time he was given on that three. My goodness, come on, play some D.
Could have read a book, could have played a video game, could have mowed the lawn. I mean, come on, defense, play.
It's LeBron with the drive. 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. Here's Anthony. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
To the inside. And that one's good. Shumpert.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area. Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And that should do it. This is an insurmountable lead.
Yep, there's too little time left, too big a deficit to overcome. This one,
Here's Richardson.
Wow, what a throwdown. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here. Just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
And here's Kidd from the arc. No good. Heat have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's just a flat frustration foul right there.
Boy, down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you've got to keep your composure. I don't think that was one of his best moments.
And I think, guys, we'll never stop talking about that Knicks trade with Denver for Carmelo Anthony. It was such a fascinating deal. Everyone thought the Knicks probably made out the best getting Carmelo, but you look at Denver, the pieces they were able to add, and that's a pretty intriguing deal, really, for both teams.
Now, here's Chalmers. He's guarded closely. Will it go? No luck. So New York will take it the other way. Rarely does a deal actually work out, Steve, for both sides, but both the Knicks and the Nuggets made the postseason last year, and both teams, I think, Clark, certainly got what they wanted.
Yeah, and we're still in the early stages of Melo's career, Kevin. Certainly as it relates to him with being with the Knicks. So he could ultimately become that player they're looking for as far as a leader goes. Let's see how it plays out going forward.
The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
That was an awfully risky pass, guys. Lucky it didn't wind up as a steal.
Well, it nearly did wind up as a steal, but no harm done in the end. They hang on to possession.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Now LeBron. From deep. Misses. So no problem for New York as they get the win. How much to be critical of with this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our